Okay, if like me you're also excited about AC/DC's return to the road, well, if you're not really connected with the news in the past months, you might be confused about why the long-time and classic AC/DC bassist Cliff Williams won't be touring with the band this year, and also why the classic drummer Phil Rudd also won't be joining the Australian hard rock band on stage in 2024. Well, I'm gonna tell you why in this video, but before that, my name is Rafael Pulcaro, and I want to please ask you to subscribe to the channel and leave your comment. Tell me if you're excited, if you're gonna see AC/DC this year, and don't forget to hit the like button. Okay. Well, in 2016, as you probably remember, Brian Johnson had to leave the band due to hearing issues that prevented him to perform with the band. Of course, at the time, that wasn't publicized by the band. No one knew that, apart from the people who had the contact with the band members. And of course, there was a lot of speculation that Brian was fired and everything else. But AC/DC always kept things really quiet. You know, they really they don't publicize those kind of things a lot. But of course, Brian wasn't fired, and they just needed to give him time to find the treatment to get his hearing back, and to something that would give him the chance to really hear properly and really get the chance to play with the band again. Well, at that time they recruited Guns N' Roses vocalist Axl Rose. There are people who loved, there are people who hated. Tell me what you thought about the end of that tour. And of course, thank God, the band returned in 2020 with a fantastic studio album that was Power Up. And he had the classic formation back. You had Brian Johnson back. You had, of course, Angus Young, the guitar. You had Angus' nephew, Stevie Young, who replaced Malcolm Young a few years before, because sadly Malcolm Young, who was the founder of the band, passed away at the age of 64 due to dementia. And of course you had the bassist Cliff Williams and the drummer Phil Rudd, who was out of the band for a few years as well. Well, of course, they released the album in 2020, and due to the COVID, to the pandemic, they didn't have the chance to tour to promote that album. And finally, last year in Indio, California, they performed their first concert in many years at the Power Trip Festival, and it was really successful. People who were there really enjoy it, and you can see in the videos that it was an amazing concert. But Phil Rudd didn't play with the band, and Phil Rudd had a few problems with the law in the past few years, but it had nothing to do with that. Those problems are solved. There's nothing in that area that prevents him to really perform with the band. The thing with Phil Rudd, and that's why he didn't play with the band last year at the Power Trip Festival, is because sadly Phil's longtime partner, is having stage 4 cancer, terminal cancer. And as he reviewed he lives in New Zealand for many years already. And as he revealed in an interview in 2024 for a local website called Stuff, he, of course, thinks, and he's totally right, of course, who anybody can say that the life of his partner is not more important than AC/DC. Of course, he should be with her, and he said that he wants to, of course, dedicate every time he has to take care of her. And he revealed, of course, that that's the reason why he didn't join the AC/DC on stage last year at the Power Trip Festival. And obviously, that was the main reason why he didn't join the band in this 2004 tour dates. But he didn't rule out that he might play with the band in the future. So that's why Phil Rudd's not touring with the AC/DC. Now Cliff Williams played the bass last year at the Power Trip Festival with AC/DC, but he won't be joining the band in 2024, because he had already retired a few years ago. He wanted to, he was tired from the road. Of course, it's an exhausting thing to travel around the world and play these 2+ hours shows, and he wanted to be at home and do other things in his life, of course, and that's why he won't be joining the band. He was part of the concert last year because it was really a special concert for the band. It was their first concert in many years, since 2016. So that really was that's really why Cliff Williams won't be joining the band in 2024, and he probably won't be part of their concerts in the near future. Of course, that doesn't rule out the chance that he might join them on special occasions, but that's why both of those classic members of AC/DC won't be touring with them this year. Now, if you're wondering, well, if Cliff Williams and Phil Rudd won't be there, who will be playing the bass and the drums? Well, of course, you're gonna have Brian Johnson. You're gonna have Angus Young and Angus and Malcolm's nephew, Stevie Young, who's a member of the band already for a few years. And I'm gonna show you the resume of these two other touring members of AC/DC, these new touring members. Well, the first one is Matt Laug. Matt Laug, okay? Matt Laug. He is the new AC/DC drummer. He was born in Florence, South Carolina. He's American. Back in 1968, only a few years before AC/DC was formed in Australia. 5 years more precisely. He graduated from South Florence High School in South Carolina in 1986, and then he moved to Los Angeles to go to college. He already played the drums, and he started to work frequently as a session drummer. And in the following decades, he became a really respected session drummer. He worked with a lot of artists. For example, he played on Alanis Morissette's famous 1995 album Jagged Little Pill, which sold millions of copies worldwide. And he also worked with names like Alice Cooper, Lifehouse, New Radicals, The Calling, and Richard Marx, and also he played with Slash's band, which was called back then Slash Snake Pit. So and he also performed in several movie scores in the past years. Now, besides him, of course, the new AC/DC bassist is also American. His name is Chris Cheney. Chris also played the bass with Alanis Morissette. That's a funny coincidence, maybe. You have two people who played with Alanis Morissette, who is a really huge pop star, alternative rock too. And now they're going to play with AC/DC, That's a funny, of course, coincidence about the two. But he also played the bass. He played the bass with a lot of other different bands. For example, he recorded with Rob Zombie, Motley Crue's Tommy Lee, Celine Dion, Shakira, Avril Lavigne, Glenn Campbell, John Fogerty from Creedence, Adam Lambert, James Blunt, Slash, Joe Cocker, and Joe Satriani. So you can see the broad, scope of work Chris Cheney has. And he also was a longtime member of the alternative rock band Jane's Addiction. He was a member of the group from 2002 to 2004 and from 2011 to 2022. And, well, this is the resume of both of them, and they will be with AC/DC on the road in 2024 at least. Chris Cheney, I think he will be with the band, more, because obviously Cliff Williams probably won't return, and Phil Rudd, let's hope he can make it to the future, because of course the more classic members we can see on the road with Brian and Angus, that would be fantastic. Well, I hope I can catch that show in the future, and if you are lucky enough to see AC/DC this year, please enjoy the concert for me and for everyone else in the world that would really die to see AC/DC as soon as possible. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button and leave your comment, okay? See you later. Thank you.